Yo, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Where's Your Head Up podcast. It is your boy KD.
King Grooves.
No, did.
And we have a
special
special
guest.
Yeah, first time. Say your name, bro.
It's Tolu from Ibile.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How does it feel to be on the pod?
It's fun. I've been watching this for a while, you know.
Oh, that's
so
good.
It's actually good to be on the seat. This time.
Man. Happy days. Boys,
We've just been having a conversation now.
some interesting conversations.
We won't go into it, but
We can't.
let's just say a few of us are sweating.
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 So we were not rolling.
No.
Sweating is an understatement.
Understatement.
Oh, flip.
How's
What's been going on? Anything been going on, actually? Is there any highlights, any new news in our lives?
I don't know if you man have seen Marvin Sapp.
Oh yeah, I seen it.
He had 1,000
it.
people in the congregation.
Was it 1,000 people?
Yeah, that's what, so the
I think
video I
it was
saw.
even more than 1,000.
Yeah, he said I have 1,000 in here and I have 1,000 online. And
No, I think he
1,000 to give.
No, I think he said 1,000 needs to give.
Yeah.
Is that the
Because I
800
imagine someone
grand?
like myself would have more
Is that
than
the fella that was
a
looking
couple
for
thousand in
40
his
grand,
church.
40 grand?
yeah.
They said I need 1,000 people to give. Was it $20 or something?
Yeah.
$20.
$20 or $40
Yeah.
to make it 40K.
No,
And
so
what-
20 people, 1,000 people to give $20, but 1,000 here in person and 1,000 online.
Yeah.
To give $20. That's all.
$20, yeah. So
raise 40K.
Now,
That's not that
It's
bad.
not a bad thing at all. Actually, don't have a problem with him wanting to raise funds for whatever,
That's what he did after.
It's what he said, close those doors.
He told the ushers to lock the doors.
And they had to all pay the 20 there and then.
Yeah, like you can't leave unless
It was a shakedown. You will not leave until you pay this
Are
money.
you guys being serious right now?
no,
There's a video of it.
dead ass.
Now, whether that was his intention or not, in terms of like apparently, I don't know. I only saw the video, so I only judged by the video. I didn't see any sort of follow up from it. But I heard that someone said it to me that apparently he
Got arrested.
no, not even arrested. Oh, I didn't even go.
No,
arrested.
that's apparently fake.
Well, that's fake.
That's
all right.
Apparently he
This is what's setting
he
down.
was saying close the doors for security reasons. That's what I heard.
This is see all these
It must be
stories.
very wrong,
is
yeah.
what's setting back like Christianity and stuff.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it must have done it at the end of service.
Yeah.
Like when people are about to leave, and maybe they need to go shopping, they need to go for their restaurant reservation.
He didn't say you're going to go to swear that one.
Yeah, it seems like it was like at the end of service. So
Yeah.
20
if people wants to
asking for
leave-
20 quid is not that bad, but
Yeah.
like you can't close the doors, bro. You can't close the doors.
You can ask them for the money, but don't close the
You can't
doors.
ambush people.
I
You
still
can't
have the
ambush
option.
people. Yeah.
What was he trying to raise for? Though?
I don't know.
It seems like maybe he had an outstanding bill. He needed to
That's
pay or
crazy.
something.
Man's like this car payment is coming out
I say close the doors
tomorrow.
is crazy.
I know. I even thought you were going to say about it. I saw one African pastor. He was wearing a blue suit and he was asking for 800 grand. He said, what I want to say, my spirit, but sometimes this is what I need to get born again for. He said, this is what I need to get born again for. When sometimes the spirit is talking to me and I find it hard to say exactly it.
Oh, God.
And he's like, I don't know how to say it. I need $800,000.
Yes, yeah.
Dollars.
I forgot his name. Is he alive still?
Wait, hold on. Not Naira.
He said
I can't remember the
800,000.
pastor, but I remember seeing
I
the
know.
video like
I know the
that.
exact same. I know the exact video you're talking about.
Is it John Anosike?
I think it might be
Is
John.
that guy?
If you can find me his picture, then
That's, I just saw this
Afro.
video.
yeah, Afro.
Yeah, I think it was him. It was him. John
$800,000. Yeah. He needed it. What's the word?
He
said,
Expeditiously.
you know what he
This
said?
guy?
Yeah. That's
Yes.
it.
He said, I need the spirit to deliver me to say when he wants me to talk, to just say it, but I'm afraid.
Do you know what people need to be delivered from? Saying God said. People need to stop saying God said.
No.
They stop lying on God.
Should I tell you what I want to witness when we all get to heaven?
Yeah, all the people are lying.
Yeah. So I just want to be there when God goes, so when did I say that?
Receipts, please.
Hey, when did I say that?
No, because that's the whole thing with, again, you say like those things that set Christianity back is one, it is some of the people on the pulpit, and two, it's also the people in the pews. There's people in the pews that are absolutely brainless. Pastor said this, and because he said it,
But it's hard to
settles it.
understand because they say, didn't he say that false prophets. It's going to mix in truth and lies all together. So if someone is saying 70% truth and 30% lies,
the benefit we have today is that we also have the same access to scriptures the same way the pastor does. Do you know what I mean? It's like even today's age, like say our age group, the amount of education we can get free on our ones, free of charge, compared to maybe our parents. Maybe our parents probably didn't know better. We know better.
I think people also have this pedestal thing that someone is on a pedestal. Someone's on a pedestal. How could this person lie to me?
Yeah.
How could this person lie to me?
A lot of people are gullible as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're not led to give that $20, then don't give it.
I used to think that pastors
Don't be manipulated to give it.
For real?
I used to think that pastors were like, they're so mentally strong that they wouldn't even be able to sin. And then I just started seeing things.
Oh, bro.
The man of God.
I started seeing things.
The man comes first before God.
He's a man before God.
He's a man before. What's it called? That I watched the video. You know when what you said about people in the pews are the problem as well.
Yeah.
I watched the video of a guy basically saying, like, basically what you said, like, why are you asking me? Like, he was a pastor. He was like, why are you asking me why this person has the earring? Go and ask him.
Like, as a what, sir?
Has an earring. Like, why are you asking me? Like, go and ask him. Like, what does that have to do with the salvation?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
There's one Gen Z pastor on TikTok that talks about like all the like our parents a lot, and it goes against the grain of like Nigerian culture.
He's a Nigerian man, though.
Yeah.
This guy I'm talking about.
I mean, maybe it's the same guy we're talking about. And the comments are just always going at him.
And I'm just like, like he didn't in that clip that I saw.
Conversation is over.
In that clip that I saw, he didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah.
What he was busy saying is like, use your brain. He literally said he goes, use your brain. Because if a pastor tells you to eat grass, you're going to eat it.
People such.
I think the same guy.
The
same guy.
It's like, use your brain.
People get hung up on the factors that don't really, in the grand scheme of things, don't affect. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, people get hung up on those things.
Yeah, I even think there was a stage where, like, maybe say how long ago, 7-8 years ago, where a big conversation was the whole thing with tattoos and the whole thing with earrings and like for guys, you know, that for me, I have small groups here. Like I maybe hadn't like started OC or whatever it is, but I was like talking to small groups, telling them, bro, nah, that's a tattoo, bro. You don't know what it's doing to your spirit, man. Where did I get that from?
You don't know
That's from hearing
what spirit you're inviting into your body.
You hear people say things, and then you don't. It actually it changes the way. It changes your perspective on the situation.
Yeah.
From just hearing a line said by someone 10 years ago, and
they
you follow that line.
They say it you're with so much conviction that you're like, they must be telling the truth. And just interesting, right? Now that I'm growing and I'm understanding more and more stuff in light of the scriptures, I'm seeing some like errors, right? That some people preach, and they're not intentionally preaching the wrong thing.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
For us to assume,
for us to assume,
subconscious mind is the way.
For us to assume that they're teaching the people the wrong way is bad. It's bad. No.
Because that implies intent.
Yeah, it implies intent, and it's not intent.
And like,
they genuinely want to feed the flock. But they just have been wrongly divided the word of truth. That's all it may be.
And they could still be reading the Bible every day, but their subconscious mind has been conditioned to think a certain thing because of something they heard 10 years ago, and they're still using that to navigate the way
the lens of the doctrine.
You know that whole earring thing.
Yeah.
It's Nigerians because they have a cultural negative view of earrings.
Rib jeans too.
Rib jeans, tattoos, what's it called? Rasta hair.
Yeah. It's like, my mom didn't understand the rib jeans thing. You know, whenever the rib jeans came about again in like 10 years ago thereabouts, and it came about, we're wearing it, and my mom was like, literally looking at us like, you know, you guys are not mad. For mad people.
No, I remember
but that's what they know.
That's what they know. Do you know what I mean?
When they're in Nigeria and they see you, mad person, the jeans are ripped.
So it makes sense.
My pastor at the time, she fully called it rag. Because you're wearing rags. You're wearing rags.
Yeah.
And I just found it funny, but I'm like, that's the perspective.
That's it. And the only problem I have with that is that's okay. Like to see people wear ripped jeans and to think that like this is associated with, you know, poverty and madness in my country is one thing, but to make that thing scriptural
That's my problem.
is the problem.
That's my problem.
The Bible wasn't talking about ripped jeans.
Well, I don't think we should say that's only pastors, because I feel as if even people that are public figures, like, so much of their opinion is formed from something they've heard from someone else, like a Joe Rogan or it could be something they heard from, I don't know, could be Jordan Peterson 10 years ago. I heard him say this, and I'm going to just regurgitate that thing in a different way.
Add this and that
So
to it.
this is what I was thinking about the other day. Our generation is a generation of regurgitators. Like, all we know how to do is regurgitate what we saw on TikTok, other people's opinions,
and we think it's our own, but it's not your
it's
own.
not yours.
It's not your own. Yeah.
Like, you did. That's not your thoughts.
Pure thoughts are found in silence.
Yeah. True.
Or intentional, like, seclusion.
Yeah.
And our society doesn't allow for that.
We don't allow, bro. So I was thinking about that in that light of even like, you ask the average, like, Christian in the church they might tell you something, and ask them that thing you said. Where does it come from? And they be like, no, it's the scripture now. No, who said it? Who are they talking to?
Forget who said it. Where's the Bible verse?
Where's the Bible verse? Do you know what I mean? Like, people just know how to say what they like. You know, there was somebody who was talking to a girl, and then he was like, "Oh, so like, you should obviously try to get to know her, know what she was like spiritually." And he was like, "Oh, so like, your Bible study today, what did you like study or what did you learn?" He goes, and she kept quoting that pastor. Pastor said this. My pastor said this. He looked at her and said, "What did you read?
What did you
Sister, I didn't ask for your pastor. What did you read?" And so you literally see that there's like people who, like, I even think that's a sheep's problem and also a shepherd's problem. I think the blame is on two sides.
Yes.
I think the shepherd should always teach the sheep to not depend on,
to stand on their own 2 feet, basically.
Yeah. It's not always depend on them like that.
I even think I need to go and read more as well. Now that I say it, I'm just saying it because,
like, read books in general.
No, as in both. Not that I don't read. I mean, I do a decent amount of reading, but you know, when my opinions on just even health and some stuff, I listen to a lot of long form podcasts.
Yeah.
So, what's his man's name? The Diary of a CEO, all these guys, and they always have like health experts on. And you know, when an expert talks, they talk with so much conviction. And I say, okay, I'm going to read the paper on that, see if what you're saying is right. But how many papers am I reading? How many times are you going back to go and check?
There you go.
Just because an expert, and then I'm like,
he said something about gut health, and you're like,
and then somebody will now say something. I'll be like, oh, your microbiomes, or I start saying all these words I heard from Diary of a CEO. Have I gone to go and check that fully?
Do I even know what microbiome is? No, sometimes that's what even happens.
So
and it's the same thing in Christianity. If you go back,
So that's what I'm saying. Because of the generation we're in, it's instant, right? So whatever you saw on TikTok or whatever you saw in maybe even in a podcast or whatever it is, that person that's saying it to you has done the research. Like someone like, for example, again in Christianity, someone like Wes Huff. If you look at his stuff and you talk about textual styles, so I'm talking to you about textual styles and talking about, you know, so the style the scrolls were written on, and I know from okay, maybe I'm not a good example, but someone who has watched his video is now telling you what
he said.
But then doesn't
as though
they know
they did the research themselves. That's the problem.
And so then all you need to do is just do a bit more digging as to where did that come from. It all falls apart. Or West, like, I saw a video. It was a video I saw. I decided, like, what is your thought? And I actually think that we've become a generation of people who don't.
It's time though.
We don't think
it's time. It's time. We think that when we've listened to that 1 hour, 2 hour podcast, we've gotten all the information we need on that. But you're supposed to go back and time.
Like, do you know what? I feel like we live in a really, really fast-paced society, which gives us.
Ireland is quite slow compared to the rest of the some real fast-paced places.
Literally, and we've convinced.
Relative.
This is true, and we've all convinced ourselves that we don't have time. So it's like we're trying to soak up knowledge. Anywhere we can, as quick as possible.
As quick as possible,
But knowledge is never soaked up that way. Like
this time.
Exactly. Like
this time.
The acquisition of knowledge includes time. You can't speed that process up, unfortunately.
100%, man.
Unfortunately.
I think that also comes from a lot of us are trying to do a lot of things, and sometimes
There's no focus anymore.
there's not that much focus. I was saying, oh my god, I'm about to redo what you just said. I'm about to regurgitate something I said.
Go for it.
But he was this guy. I think his name is Harmowitz. He's like he has a company called Acquisition.com. They buy companies.
Harmozy,
Yeah,
Alex
yeah,
Harmozy.
And he was saying how so you're a founder and you're a brilliant person, or you're a pretty decent guy, and you're trying to build 3 companies, and then there's another founder that's not even as good as you, and he's working on just that one thing. It's naive for you to think that you're going to get there quicker than him when you're doing 3 different things.
Yeah, your energy is expended.
Yeah.
You may be a brilliant person,
Yeah.
but it's naive. You're
Yeah.
you're being. I'm just going to give it to this guy, even if he's not as brilliant as you, because I'll give him the whatever he needs to do, because
He has the
he has the focus of just doing that one thing.
100%.
And when he said that, there was a few things I was working on. I was like, Tolu, what do you want to do for the next 10 years?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you really want to do for the next 10 years?
Yeah. So interesting you said that, because I was having this conversation during this week with the missus, and I said to her, like, in the next 10 years, I know what I want to be doing, and it's a singular thing. It's actually not. Right now, my hands are in many places. What I want to do in 10 years is
one thing.
singular. So, like, the journey now is to get to a
Transition
singular.
to a singular thing.
Yeah, it's a singular
Yeah.
thing.
Do you know what it is? Like, the internet has really skewed our perspective on the reality of life.
Yeah.
In general, right? Everyone. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking to myself, how would I advise someone that's younger than me over just a singular idea on social media? And the thought that I came up with was, if you want to become relevant on social media, it's just things that you do off social media that makes you relevant on social media. And majority of the time, the people that we look up to are just people that are focused on one thing.
Yeah.
And do you know what's
That's
do you know what's interesting as well? Now, I think about someone like, for example, someone like Kevin Hart, and just because the sheer volume of what he puts out right now makes it look like he's someone who's doing a lot of
Lots of
different
things.
things.
He started off with
He started off with one, but then it enabled him time to
do
now
other
do other
things.
things.
Because you can build a big enough team to be able to do
Yeah, but
everything.
we try to start with a lot of different things so we can get to the.
And the thing is he still probably only does one or two things.
Yeah.
One is managing everything,
Yeah.
but that's ultimately just giving slight directions.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Everyone thinks that, because Elon Musk has like 5 companies or something, that Elon Musk is a 1% person. People are comparing themselves to the 1%.
Yeah.
Like
No,
people
but
compare
Elon
themselves
Musk
to
is
the
not even
1.
1%. That guy's like, what is that?
0.01.
Yeah.
I think he was on Joe Rogan. Was it on Joe Rogan that he was on? And he was literally saying, "None of you want to be in my head."
You can't compare yourself to someone like that.
Bro, let's be honest.
I don't want to be. No, I don't want to be.
No, neither do I.
That guy's sick. I think he's a bit sick though.
Yeah, you can't.
It comes off as if it's not all the screws are. They're not
All
balanced.
together.
You don't perform the way he performs, and all your screws are tightened.
Yeah.
Some screws are even missing, not even loose, missing.
Bro, different type of guy. But like again, I think our generation we glamorize that whole idea of like
Multiple things.
the multiple
things.
things, and it makes us seem busy or
Seem like you're doing a lot.
It's not even close to the reality.
Yeah.
Even now, I understand that in order to do certain things, you might have so this actually conversation. Let me know if I'm wrong or right. I think certain stages, for example, you have a passion right now that you're doing. You all have something that we want to sort of aim to achieve. But we also have to work our sort of 9-to-5 jobs
Yeah.
to
Pay
fund
for
that
it.
thing.
Yeah.
There's a balancing act at that point in time.
Yeah, there's a point in which you have to do several other
things,
things to support the one thing.
Yeah.
But you should be working. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But you should be working in a way that you're trying to make whatever the passion or the other thing that you want to do be the sole thing.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be, I'm working to make some extra money on the side.
Yeah.
People look at their projects
as
it's just a side
project,
hustle. It should not be a side. There's no such thing as should be a side hustle. It's side hustle until it's a main hustle.
Yeah, but then when you have to make money for family now,
That's why you become tired.
that's because that's what I was thinking about. Like, it's different. It's different when you're making money So you're trying to make money for like, something that you're trying to do,
yeah.
like another project, and then this is whatever your main income is just supporting that product. And then it's a different thing when the what you're making, like for example, I was thinking about work this week, and this month, and I was saying, Jesus, if I don't like work, I'm sleeping here. Here's my new home. Like,
Yeah.
So the reality of you must be here.
Yeah.
Not only to fund this thing,
But because you have to. It's a livelihood.
You need to live.
you got to be
You
here.
need money to pay
But
to eat.
your stomach is going to be growling too.
Yeah.
So I that wasn't my case a year ago. So,
Yeah, I got you.
but now it's the case. So
Responsibility. Basically.
yeah, so it makes money and grind and everything. Just I see it all differently because it's like, oh geez, okay. I don't know.
I
It's
think
just-
that's I think I see exactly what you're saying, but I think it's hard. It's very, very hard. But we should still. We need to kind of strategize in a way that whatever the time that we're putting into this project will eventually get us to a point where I think because we're doing so much,
yeah.
it takes us longer to get to that point.
Exactly. It really does.
So sometimes you have to go through that period of pain and what is it? What's the strategy? What is the way to make this thing make enough revenue that this thing, and that's that period of pain. But in that time, you need to be thinking properly, or else you're just going to be in that period of pain for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time, just in pain.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
And do you know what? Even going off what you just said, yeah, I think if your end goal is to make that side thing your main thing, you think about it differently.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Because you see the way we're saying, you're thinking about it from the perspective of, okay, if I'm going to make this my side thing, how do I make money from it?
Yeah.
If that's not your end goal,
Yeah.
your mind may not even go to be like,
Yeah.
do you get me? You might still be in it, like, oh, I'm enjoying myself here. It's like,
Yeah.
enjoy you still learn though. Like,
My God.
Yeah.
So I was sorry. This is my go back to the previous conversation, but we were talking as we were talking about the pastors thing. Anyone see you might not see the Femi Lazarus like thing, no?
About payment
The payment
for
thing.
musicians.
I
You probably
haven't.
just see the drum one.
Timmy
No, I saw that
Dakolo.
drum one. That one, that I thought that was very rude.
Wait, what was it?
So there's a
So-
pastor. He was like saying like there's someone's going to catch the anointing, for example, in a kind of 1, 2, 3 type of vibe, or maybe it was counting the amount of people that were going to sort of receive it, but he was like in the spirit, like about and then the drummer just goes like, like he's like hits the snare, like
And
like
just-
he should have hit the cymbal.
Yeah.
Like if anything,
So it
like,
was too loud.
wash. No, it wasn't that it was too loud.
It was, the drum. What the drummer did
was like a distraction.
Yeah, it was a distraction.
But then he just turned around and goes,
Get off him.
get
Get
off
off
there,
him.
get off, like move.
That's embarrassing.
And the reason why
That's a
it
violation,
shocked
though.
me so much is that I didn't expect someone like Femi Lazarus to do that.
Yeah.
You didn't
I-
expect it.
Like him, like
Yeah.
that kind of pastor to do that.
Yeah.
If
Is
you
he so?
get
Is
what
his
I mean.
persona
what you
so calm or?
Yeah, he is. Like
Yeah, he is,
And
generally.
he's quite sound. When I mean sound, as in he's holistic.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I wouldn't expect that, but then maybe because he was in that zone and in that place.
We also have, he could be in the zone. We also have to take into account that, like you said, I used to have this thing, holier than art thou our pastors. But then I came to the realization that pastors are human, and his wife could have screamed at him this morning. he could have been driving to church. He could have been driving to church. Someone caught him and he wanted to curse. He said no, I cannot curse. And the drummer was the first person he was able to. So we have to understand that these guys are human.
So you're seeing it from the perspective that maybe he took the frustration out on the drummer.
On the drummer, when
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like there's certain times where like you're about to build. To hit the snare is crazy.
Yeah,
The snare was the wrong. Like
Yeah.
hit the cymbals. Like because the keyboard is still playing. If you hit the cymbals and maybe you rise until you.
because the snare is what you
Something.
do when you know the pastor's about to go
Yeah,
into praise or something. You know he's about to go.
He hit the snare.
Yeah.
But like, anyways, that's not the conversation I'm trying to have. It was the conversation around.
I've been seeing him and a lot of people
payments.
talking about artists and
Timmy Dakolo, I think was
Payment
was
from
it
Christian
Dakolo was the
musicians,
main-
is it?
yes, yeah, Christian artists,
Yeah,
worship
so-
ministers.
I feel like I went. I feel like in Nigeria, those guys are getting paid, bro.
Oh, they are.
They're getting bread, like.
Oh, they
Yeah.
they
I went
get paid
to-
American money.
Yeah.
Where was it? I was in 2023. I was in Nigeria, I think, or 2022, and just the way the guy was moving, you can tell the energy of a musician has been getting paid. You can see it in the way they're
It was
doing.
heavy.
You know, you're in
I also
Lekki
see-
and you're performing those churches in Lekki. Those guys don't look as if they're struggling, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think the conversation really mainly was around, for example, say you're a gospel singer, and then I call you to OC. I say, hey, I want you to come and minister for us, for an hour, right? But say you're living in, like, you know, flipping France or whatever it is, and you say, okay, in order for me to come, you send me your, like, sort of your list, and it's like, okay, fly me out first class. I'm gonna come with 20 guys. Me and my wife are going to be first class. The rest of my team are going to be in economy. And then when on arrival, I need a sprinter. I'm telling you, that sprinter one, I'm adding it because there's a specific somebody that actually, yeah. So I need a sprinter to bring me to the I think it was 4-star minimum hotel.
I need to have a presidential suite or something
Yeah,
like that.
the type of rooms that they must be in, but the type of rooms that their
Team.
team could be in. And then Femi Lazarus, the guy we're talking about, Apostle Femi Lazarus, is he was actually listing out someone's itinerary that they sent to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so he was saying, like, this is what they're asking for. This was not like,
I don't like that as well.
he didn't make it out. No, I think expose them.
Yeah, let me just finish. Let me
Expose them
finish the list, right?
on the altar.
I-
Just don't say the name.
He's done all this. No, they say all this. What else do they require? That they leave the day after. Sort of all these sort of requirements for their comfortability and
Basically
for things.
50K or so.
And then a honorarium, right, of say $20,000, and $10,000 is the deposit. It has to be paid before they come, right? So that is me asking you to come, and you send me that list, and I think some pastors are just like, how, like, is this the state of the church, where some of these artists are like celebrities? Like, you gotta treat them. They must have like their own, all this and this and this and this, and so I think there was a bit of uproar with that, and he called it out, and so then there's like this comeback online that's like, yo,
They deserve that.
they should deserve it. Like, the people, a doctor works hard for his degree and to do everything that they're doing, the qualifications. So they deserve the pay that they get. If an artist spends all this time in the studio, he should get the pay that he deserves. You know, that's the sort of comeback online.
There's nothing
so
wrong with that.
where do you guys
Because
stand?
he also sells his school of ministry as well.
Education is different though.
No, but you can put it in a way that you are putting a price on the gospel.
Oh,
Yes, but-
you're putting price on the gospel. One, you're putting price on skills acquired while professing the gospel. You became a
Right.
good orator.
I understand.
Do you get me?
I think in general, I do understand. I understand the argument. I think in general, education is very different from ministry, because I'm currently in Bible college. I do not expect them to say, freely we have received, freely we give.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's impossible to do that because you have to pay people's hours. You have to pay for all of the paperwork. You have to pay the room. You have to.
It depends on how he's doing it. Is he doing via Zoom, or is there actually
I
or is there actually like a building?
I suspect. I
for
don't know,
them to
man.
go
But I
to
suspect
school
he's got like basically lecturers.
yeah.
That are all
it was
have
a
to-
school.
and they're probably on full time.
No, but you know, pastor says school of prophecy,
just them.
and it's just Zoom and them. So it depends.
I do hear that aspect. I just think, especially my mind on education. Like, I wasn't going to. You're not going to go to seminary in America. I just think that
It's gonna be free.
You guys, because it's the gospel, will just teach us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's what you're
4
saying
years.
is different to what the artist is doing.
That's what I think. I do think the art, the worshiper element is different from an institution of education.
Can I ask?
You know,
I understand.
Can I ask? Does it? I've heard in arguments before of like,
Okay.
if they were originally taken care of, they wouldn't need the world really need to exist.
I agree.
That artists
I agree.
have to make these requests.
I agree.
So is it a case that he's saying that he's shooting high to see what will land? Then now it's like a negotiation. Because I do business.
Yeah.
It's like
No, that's the fee. They're not coming.
if he says
they're not getting out of bed.
if he says, "Oh, first class," would you be willing to take business class instead or premium economy?
No.
It's probably by case basis, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I'm sure there
relationship
are
as
some
well.
worshipers that will take economy if you can't afford
then-
first class.
Well, then maybe
Depends on
those
how big
guys,
they are.
maybe those guys are going to the churches
to
that
be,
are
man.
the 5,000 and 10,000 churches. So their budget for these things, they know the budget. It's like, you know the way in influencer marketing, you want to influence
Yeah,
to do
of
something.
course, yeah.
You know what brands have the 100K budget. You know which ones have the 5K budget.
Yeah.
So the ones he's referring to is the churches that have the 100K budgets.
Yeah.
So the Beyoncés of the
Also, I also heard it.
Talk.
The Beyoncés.
Release.
You don't think they should be Beyonce
I'm just
of
saying,
Christianity?
shouldn't churches that can't afford the caliber of
They shouldn't
artists-
even approach them.
If your worship minister is a 5K minister, get the 5K minister.
Yeah.
Don't
Just get
50K
the local
minister.
one that's
Yeah.
in your town.
Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. As amazing of what God is doing in Open Circle,
You're not paying 50K.
we don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, I just. So we
go to
look for the ones who
your price tag.
are afford
Yeah.
across the pond.
But then the issue now is, should there be like price tiers when it comes to
I agree.
being invited?
No, I think so. I think
Because I don't
everything
think
everything
all
in life is
I also
everything in
heard
life.
the
is-
argument
I don't know.
I also heard the argument that all these people that are charging to come and minister, they don't really trust God to provide for them.
Oh man.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. They don't trust
If
God
you're
to
doing
provide.
God's work,
Because
Yeah.
I think it was either that.
God helps those who help themselves.
Wait. Where did you find that? Where is that in the scripture?
I don't even think that's not the
It's not in the
scripture.
scripture.
God wants you to.
It's a quote.
Oh shit! I've done what we just said. Oh shit! No, I'm part of the world. Oh no.
I think there is an element where, like, okay, if somebody is like well known, they carry a band with them, they sort out people. There's a team of them. I do think that they should be taken care of. And
I
again,
agree.
this all goes back to the church. The church help these guys.
if the church had a track record of
Helping these guys.
I don't think
these guys won't have a problem.
Yeah, I think it is important to when we're talking about these things to look at it like holistically, right? Like if as an artist I'm going out with my 5 guys, and for the past 10 years of my life I never had to put a price, but I was always taken care of. I wouldn't start putting a price. It just wouldn't.
Sorry, this is
Sisters likes the word Nathaniel and Johnson.
Exactly.
At the start, they never
but
used to charge.
they don't-
People
I don't-
just used to bless them.
Exactly, but that's the thing. I think even with
Thanks, bro.
even with Nathaniel Bassi. Fair enough. I don't think he has a figure, but he may pull up to yours. If the honor isn't right, he will never answer your call again.
think
Oh
he
yeah,
has a figure.
he went to, was it Kenya?
I think he has a figure.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't, no,
I
it
think
doesn't.
he went to like Kenya or Gambia, one of them.
He was giving out
one
about
of them
that.
countries. The way they treated him was so bad. I don't think they paid him.
Lawrence had a similar situation where he came back. He had to pay for all his team at his hotel, and they just said, "Oh, there's leftover conflicts. That he should take conflicts." So he came back and his dad asked him, "What did
Had
they
to
give
be
you?"
Gambia or one of them countries.
Oh man, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
You know, you can't say they like conflicts. I had a Gambian friend years back when I used to live in the caravan. The guy loved conflicts. He conflicts.
You know that
morning,
your sample
evening,
size is
night.
one person. Your sample size is one.
Listen, it's my perspective.
He's making a judgment to the whole country based on one person.
That was not real.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like I said,
Conflict is crazy,
like
dude.
Tyler
Leftover
Bassett had that
conflicts.
experience. I'm sure a lot of these guys had that experience, and I think it's valid. I used to be a gospel artist myself. You know, I can chime in. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I think this is what.
I can chime into this.
Let me give you puff oily one as well.
Oh, I heard that story you said it on one of-
7 Up, and we went.
Wait, boys, wait. Why are you holding that like that?
No, these are
Okay, I thought you were about to drink you.
No, I did a gig one time. The woman says, "God bless you, thank you." And she handed it to me. There's a
Yeah.
fiver.
I remember you said
And
this.
it's
A
squeezed out.
fiver.
And then the one that is when they give you that oil puff, it's oil on the inside, but it's also oil on the outside.
So my hand is not stained.
And then
You didn't even give me tissue.
And then if they now give you jollof rice in a bag, and then they put the can in the bag as well.
The oil
And now
is
the
already-
can is already oily.
Oh my god! So I've had
But
those.
as long as
experiences.
it's still smoky.
Hey, listen,
Smoky
I-
jollof.
listen, some of the performance was sweet as well. But like the problem with these things is, you know, I came in. I'm doing my friend a favor. I'm coming out sort of to come minister, and nothing. Puff and 7-Up was given back for a 3-hour journey up. 3 hour. That's a 6 hours. That's a whole day. We went there. We were going to spend the whole day. We were going to spend the day ministering in the program, coming back home, and we had to fund that ourselves. I went to the church. I shared all these stories before, and the pastor said, after I ministered, he said, we'll give you something heavy.
Yeah, you went to the ATM every day for like a
Took my
week.
account and I went
what
to the
just
ATM
dawned
every
to
day
me?
for a week.
You know what just dawned to me?
Piss takers.
That's so funny, man.
It dawned to me that like it's actually up to the
But sorry,
Artist.
hold that thought.
No,
Hold that
that's so
thought.
funny because you had to go to ATM because there was no internet banking
There was
those
no
days
internet
as
banking
well.
back then. You know how vexed I was, bro.
I had to
I
physically
went to the
I'm
same
sure one of the days it was
ATM.
raining. I'm sure of it.
Bro, please hold that thought. Please hold that thought. Vexed. You know, church I went to. Pastor goes to the back. All three of me the made you smiley. Smiley on the drums, the major on the keyboard, me rapping. €10 for me. So sort the boys out.
You know, they saw you as a small boy. They say,
Small boy.
10-year-old will do it.
But you
I
see,
don't, wait, another gig. No,
this is why he's on the artist side.
No, I'm not even, but I can understand
Why
the church-
artists feel
because the
they need
church
to
has
do
been
that.
so like. I went to preach, and this church was in its heyday, and it no longer has the building, but it was a massive church.
I know the church you're talking
hundreds of people there, hundreds of people. I performed. They give me a card, those cards, the envelope. I'm thinking,
And there's nothing in it.
I said no. I said to the boys, because I had a different guy playing the keys for me that day. I goes, don't worry about it. Go and get your chicken fillet roll. It's not a problem. It's covered. And I said I'll pay you on top of it, like, because we had agreed something. So I opened the envelope. They have a card. Thank you so much, King David, for it. So the money fell out. So I kind of didn't want to open it there and then. So I'm walking. We're walking to the bus stop. You know, this is an industrial estate. So I'm walking to the bus stop. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
So I'm walking to the bus stop. So I finally just open it. 310s. 310 euros. Man, I that was the quietest bus ride back home ever. I couldn't believe
How
it.
old are you then?
it's 2 buses.
How
home
old
as
are
well.
you then?
I was certainly over 18.
Okay.
So maybe 18, 19.
See,
potentially.
this is. I think that
After that, I started charging 300 quid per gig.
that's what I was just gonna say. As artists, or if you're gonna do as a freelancer or anything like that, it's up to freelancers or anyone that's doing anything to negotiate. And even if it's in the church, you have to say it in a way where it's like, this is my livelihood. We don't do this to make money, but to cover our expenses.
Okay,
You have to navigate that conversation. These are difficult conversations,
Okay, so
but no one has
the
ever taught
conversation-
artists
the
to do that from early.
You're right. The conversation could be probably that, hey, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We would appreciate if you honor our sort of work. Now, if I have to put, I must come in the Sprinter,
No.
first class.
No.
All this.
That's
Yeah,
taking the
that's pride.
piss.
It's pride.
That's taking the
pride.
piss, yeah.
That's a problem.
There has
there.
to be a conversation,
Yeah.
honest and open conversation. That
Yeah.
this is actually my livelihood. So
Yeah.
to cover our expenses, this is what we need.
Yeah.
Anything above this will be a bonus for us.
It will be
It'll be a blessing. God bless you.
Yes. So you just say,
Blessing, yeah.
okay, there's 20 people on the team.
Yeah.
We need at least 20K.
I can
And then goes from there.
understand. I
I
can
don't know.
understand.
Yeah.
I can understand.
$20K
certain-
dollars or naira?
$20. If there's 20 people on the team, to cover flights, all these accommodation, all that kind of
going
stuff.
to a church like House on the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to a
That
church
means,
in
that means
Abeokuta.
maybe you bring 5 people there or something.
Because I understand that.
Yeah.
Whenever I start preaching and I start understanding the gospel, and started my sort of purpose and my mission, like to this day, some people invite me to places and they ask me how much. And I'm looking at them like,
You don't know how to
are you
navigate.
serious? No. I'm like, are you serious? No, there's nothing.
Nah, you
There's
can't
no-
do that, bro.
There's no price on the gospel.
Because I'll tell you why. Because I can't. It can never sit well with me that I'm coming to you, and okay, you want me to come and preach to your people, and I say I'm not going to come unless there's 500 euro. No chance. Wait. What I will do is if it's somewhere very far, I will ask, is there plans for transportation? That's all I'm asking, and accommodation. And they'll tell me, yeah, we have your flights, but most times it's never. Only one time when I was still rapping, that that rapping. He was a rapper.
Well, when you're a minister, that's the thing.
I'm not sure that was your part. You ain't listening. You're stubborn.
This guy invited me to London, and he called me on the day, like, where are you? I'm looking at him like, I never got a call about flights. I live in Dublin. He knew I lived in Dublin, but on the day he was asking me that. I'm looking at him like, are you serious? Nothing. Like, they thought I was going to make my way myself and then be there. So I think now I would do the due diligence of saying, hey, listen, and it's not even me that deals with it. You know, I have someone who deals with that and says,
Yeah, it's easier when you don't do it yourself.
yeah, but she has the whole thing.
Template.
Hey, is transfer going to be covered, and is accommodation? This is if I'm going somewhere very, very far.
Yeah.
If it's you want me to go and preach in Blanche, hop in the car and I'll go.
Just give me the date.
Just give me the date. I'm going. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that. So that's why I'm saying some of these things. Maybe I'm a local minister is different. If I'm flying international every week, that's probably a different situation. But I think you like the mindset you must have when you're preaching is that this is a free thing. If you're a music minister, you guys gonna sort yourself out. But preachers, I don't think you should try.
Yeah. Music ministers, I think, if you're pulling up with a team, I'm okay with them charging because of the dishonor that has been received on the other way around.
Yeah.
But like when it crosses that boundary there, like at most the request should be as the equipment up to scratch. That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is there a difference between music minister and artist now?
Yes.
100%.
Artists can have the leeway to charge
Excuse
crazy amounts.
What do you mean by what's the difference between a music minister and an artist?
Would be someone like
a Dunton would be a music minister.
Yeah, like a worshiper.
Okay. And then what's an artist?
Like Cray or something.
Yeah, like a gospel
called out
artist.
music.
Yeah,
Someone that has like albums and tours.
Maybe I might be
Is that what you're saying?
disrespectful there,
Guys,
but
I think these are the same people, guys. I think these are the same people.
No, but
I hear what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying, but that's the distinction they usually have.
like someone that brings the glory down. Someone that just comes to entertain.
And these vibes. No, because I
think the person that brings the glory down is even more important, no?
Yes, and
that's the music
minister.
That's what as a minister to the people. The artist is performing.
I think there should be a fair rate.
I love your heart, bro.
I think there should be a fair but the only thing is it's also a fine balance because I also feel this is what's also bringing back Christianity, where ministers are making the very wealthy. Mm-hmm. If a pastor or a minister becomes very wealthy, gets the money, and then is now doing businesses and stuff, and then ends up being like a multi-millionaire, it reflects badly on the church.
Why?
If the pastor.
Why?
Alone.
Because if the pastor is getting money from just like a salary, I feel like that money should just be enough to just survive. And sorry. Sorry.
Let him land.
No.
Let him land.
I'm going to give you 10% about the poverty.
No. You should be making a living wage. You should be making a living wage. So you should be able to have a mortgage, a Toyota or a Tesla.
No.
A Tesla.
Toyotas are good cars.
Tesla, the entry level Tesla. You should have nice clothes.
You can't drive Rolls Royce.
You shouldn't be in a.
Can it be in the Merc?
Entry level Merc.
Like an A-class.
Well, you shouldn't hatchback. You shouldn't, and then if your church is bigger, well then obviously you're going to end up getting a little bit more. If your church is smaller, it's going to be relative to the size of your church.
Yeah. I really hear you. I'm genuinely on your side there.
And that's why I don't think if you're a minister, you should own private jets to go from one church to the other church.
Ooh.
That's another convo there.
I think you can say, oh, I'm going on a 7-hour flight, so I require to fly business class.
Yeah, right.
There's certain things, but I don't think we should be.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you.
You should become a millionaire from the church.
Go to Nigeria, bro.
It's different.
When we went to Nigeria, upper back. Back was horrific because I got food poisoning, so I was in the gutter. I was literally spent more time in the toilet than on the seats.
Yeah.
But like the economy, those long flights is
long,
horrific.
it's bad. Yeah.
I didn't know it was that bad. Like
It's horrible.
my back, everything. So I understand if I'm going to go and minister, I need to be good.
You should, yeah, I
need to be
agree.
okay, at least business.
But that's what I just said. Also, kind of goes a little bit for musicians, but the musicians get more because they're providing a service.
That's the problem.
Actually, no, sorry.
I think it's probably
Let me not say that because the pastors
You
also
can't
provide
look
the
at
service
it
as well.
But
As providing a service as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of pastors that like? There's just Stephen Furtick, for example.
Yeah.
Pastor of a big church, but he writes books and sells them. That's made him a
And it
millionaire.
makes him millions.
Yes, no,
My son makes millions off his books.
He's literally writing a book, and it, like he has a publisher. He's a business.
But he's a pastor.
He
And he has.
But the money he's making is not from the church. It's the money he's making from his books. I hope. That's different.
You reckon if it was this generation that wrote the Bible, they'll sell it for profit?
100%.
100%.
1,000%. What?
So why are they selling their books?
Intellectual
Oh,
property.
so you're saying if he's a minister,
So the books
and
should
he's
be
been
free,
given
no?
if
If it's the inspiration of
That
God,
misdirection was very good. That was
I'm
very
not
good.
gonna lie to you, yeah. If I write a book,
10.99.
guys, do you want to regard it as
that
have you ever tried to? Do you guys read?
Yes.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it takes? Do you know how long it takes to read a book? Sometimes you're living your daily life. It may take you like 3 months to read a full book.
100%.
It may take you 6 months. Now, someone writing a book takes them like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
So you deserve to get some sort of
100%.
money for it.
What about Paul that wrote most of the Old New Testament? He deserves to get something.
Yeah.
He has a mansion in
If
heaven.
we're going
He's
from
seated in
that,
heaven. Where he's sitting? Wait, that sits.
I
He got
agree.
paid. He got paid off good.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, going back to the conversation we have.
musicians.
No, you do two things at the moment.
Yes.
So you're a model full time,
Yes.
and then Ibile.
Yeah, but the creative industry is like full time. You could be working 4 days this week. The next week you might be working 2 days. But
Yeah.
Ibile is on the
He's on the
Weekends,
So
yeah.
is Ibile in hopes your end goal?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So where did that come from? How did that come about? What does Ibile mean? What's like talk to me.
Ibile is culture. Ibile is I've thought about like the meaning of Ibile, and it's more than just food. Apart from the fact that we started off as food, the journey actually started a few years ago. It was like I was 21. I was in America, and I just finished uni. You know when everyone does the J1.
Yeah.
So I went to America for J1.
You're a
And
waiter, right?
yeah, I was working there in a restaurant, and I was it was in Santa Monica, looking out onto the pier, and I just thought I was also working in one English shop because you're trying to make money. You're not just in America, and I heard the person that owned the English shop was an Irish dude, had a restaurant beside it, so I was working in 2 places, and this guy had a restaurant that the rent was like maybe 20 grand a month. It was there for like 20 years
grand a month.
in Santa Monica. This place is
Yeah,
like
yeah. That's like, yeah.
yeah.
What profit is he making then?
That's how it's been there for 20 years. That's how you know they're doing well. And I always thought to myself, how is it every culture? You go to a new place, they'll sell like a really fine establishment, but like African food, the narrative around African food is always like in one box,
Yeah, one corner.
one corner like this.
You need to find the black people, so the black people will tell you where
This it goes.
Lip. Yeah.
That's what happened. That's what I saw. Every country you go to, there's a Chinatown, there's a French restaurant, Italian restaurants. The Nigerian restaurant or the African restaurant is always like one little
And
corner.
it's always banged up, isn't it?
But isn't that our fault as well?
Yeah,
That's us.
It's us.
And that is why
Because I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you there, but like I see the lack of effort in some establishments. Like just go to an African not even restaurants. I think the restaurants are trying to step up now
They're
in
getting better,
Ireland.
yeah.
But the shops, man, like
Well,
the
I
roads
was-
$3.99 with the
I was
marker
in
is
the African
faded.
shop.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say where. But I was there. I was there last week. I think I bought yam. I bought plantain, and I bought Gary. Yeah. So I go to the till, and the woman said the yam was $16.99.
16.
$16.99.
Is that what was written there?
No, and I said
So wait.
16.
$16.99.
Wait.
Did you know how crazy guy?
One
When I can go to
six-
costless,
No,
I
wait.
get
One
a
six.
bigger yam for £7.
Wait. 16.99.
Piss take.
Extortionate price. I was
That's
so pissed when I got to
crazy.
the till. I
You
was so
didn't,
pissed.
and I know,
inflation. That's inflation.
and I know you didn't pay for
He
it.
paid.
I
He
did
paid,
because
he
I
paid.
wasn't gonna go to
He paid,
costless
he
and
paid, he
then
paid, he paid.
get the yam. I wanted to go home straight to
It
have
wouldn't
yam
be.
and egg.
It wouldn't be
Nah.
close to the. Okay.
No, it's not television. It's not
Okay,
television.
but then it's loop.
It's not. No, I'm not gonna say where. I'm not gonna
Alright.
say where.
How many
I'm
yams
trying
did
to
you
shame
have?
them. I'm trying to
It
shame
was
them.
one, bro.
No, you didn't pay that for one.
She said it was €5 per kg or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
€5 per
And
kg.
if they'll give you this. We're having the
€5 per kg.
importation problems now. In Nigeria, it's hard to get yam. That's what they'll tell you.
And
That
then-
been the
and
best
then-
time of your life.
Then
Omo.
the plantain was like maybe €5 or something like that.
Plantain is
for,
usually cheaper.
for 2 or 3, which is that's the extortion as well.
That's extortionate, bro.
That's extortion as well.
Supposed to get 5 for €3.
Yeah. And then
That's the
and
price.
then the
Yeah.
final price was like something like
Gary.
50 euro something. And I think I'm not good at math, but I did quick math in my head. That can't be right. And I told her, are you sure you calculated it twice? She said,
This is why you need
sorry.
wholesale rates.
I did the yam twice. So imagine if I didn't say, oh, that's wrong price, and they don't give you receipt. They give you receipt, but the item is not there. The item is not there,
It's
bro.
just the-
There's no yam
the
this side. There's no-
visa thing.
It's just the visa thing.
Slave.
Like the standard is so low, so
No,
low.
guys, we have to call out our own,
So
but
low.
that's problematic.
Like
That's
first
a
of
big
all,
issue.
yam for 16.99 is crazy.
And I bet you should calculate it with a calculator.
Yeah.
In a hand.
Yeah,
She do,
yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
like these.
16.99.
What you just said, this is, see what you said, it's complacency amongst our culture.
Yeah, bro.
There's a lot of
Big time.
complacency.
Because we're always going to go there, and because we need the yam, bro. You need the
Yeah,
yam, and you
yeah.
need the plantains. You're gonna go there.
Complacency.
But no, but most times, let's be honest. If you had a little bit more time, you would have gone to costless.
Costless, yeah.
Sure,
Oh,
what's our
yeah,
business?
You know what I mean?
What's
So
our
I think that's, yeah, but just to sorry to interrupt you. But
No,
like,
it added
that's
on
the
to what I
problem.
was
Yeah,
were
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It just added context, really, because when I came back to Ireland, and me and one of my boys, we did a business plan for like a restaurant. We looked at how much it cost, and I was like, oh man, this is expensive. We put that one away.
It's crazy. It's
And I
crazy.
was, you know, you look at these things. Sometimes you look when you're young, you start looking at different things. I want to do business. I want to do business. And then it just kind of sat down there, and then a lot of things was happening last year. People were passing away. All these kind of things were happening. And I added context to life. I was like, oh man, you're sitting on an idea. You need to find. Sometimes you think about the end goal, and it's so daunting that it scares people from doing things. So I streamed it back. What's the quickest way to get into the market? How can we test if this will work? And then we started doing the pop-ups. And Ibile is traditional. Ibile of the soils. It means heritage in Yoruba.
Wow.
So it's supposed. What we are doing in Ibile is changing the narrative around African food, West African food.
Love that.
Changing, but also it's a place where you experience culture because we like to add an element of art, music, all these kind of things. Where when you're coming in, it represents the diaspora can come in and feel like, we're really doing something. And then people who have never really experienced our culture can come in and be like, oh, I had a black friend in work. I'm just trying their food for the first time. Okay, this is a good way to break the mold. Somewhere where you guys can be like, oh, this is sick, and somewhere where someone who's never tried a culture can be like, that was my first time. I want more.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's, and you know,
We need that, bro. We need that.
there was some people you've had. Remember Gabriel or Sion? He was dropping. All of these things have been. I've been trying to.
You've been watching. No.
Because that was
That's
like,
like,
2 years
you've been
ago,
watching.
so-
Yeah, you've been watching.
I've been. All of these things have been like. There were. That's what Ibile kind of started from. So, started from when I had the idea a few years ago. I'm not a chef though. I run the front of house. I had to find the team. When you're not a chef, I started with my auntie first. Then I found Nemo, and then
Yo, shout out Nemo.
Nemo.
Shout out Nemo.
Nemo's-
He's
Nemo's
the guy
sick,
for
man.
real. Yeah.
Nemo's sick.
Yeah.
How'd you know Nemo?
Bro, actually, so he came randomly to a small group session in OC. Transformed his whole life, bro. like it was just a small group session. And we
that's
just
sick.
I think he came and we just spoke. I don't even think he spoke much. At the end of it, like it was just like it really did a lot, you know. And
That's
so
sick.
he's been ever since
Yeah,
he's been locked in. So yeah, but
He's
yeah.
invited me a few times. I was going before. I went on to Cape Town at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So I will
You
come
travel,
back.
man.
You were out there for a while.
Yeah,
Was it
like
work related?
Yeah, work.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, that's it.
yeah,
I like that, bro.
Cape
yeah,
Town.
modeling.
Modeling. Talk to me about that. How'd you get into that?
Bro,
The face, innit?
What is this, bro?
nah, how did I get into that? It's how I got into that was someone just asked me to go to a casting one time, and I went to the casting, got signed, did a job. A few months later, I was just imagine I took pictures for the day. I was just finishing. It was in uni last year. Took pictures for the day. Got a couple $100. I was like, oh, I just.
Yeah.
Just stood there I just smiled for a few hours and I got paid more than I got paid in your job. So I was like, okay, let me see if this thing is something. And then I think in America there was a few different things that happened where some scouts and stuff will come to me, and I'll be like, nah, it's not real. I'm going back to Ireland to go work a corporate job. I was just denying it. I was just like, this is not even this can't be real. And then eventually I just decided to try it out back in Ireland, and I think it was just before COVID. Just started to go back into it, and it just started slowly, and it just started taking off.
That's cold.
Are you with an agency or are you doing solo?
I'm with an agency. One in London, one in Ireland, and then one in Cape Town.
Abi?
Cast your nets.
That's how the industry is.
I wanted to ask, so between your first pop-up, and do you remember when that was?
Yeah, June 1st of June 2024.
So only just last year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Wow. So good, bro.
I-
Where did you have them?
I did the first one in the Hen's Teeth.
Okay.
So the first one was a bit hectic. I underestimated how much people would come.
Okay.
Wow.
So we had 100 people, and I never, apart from the fact that I worked in the restaurant a few years ago, I hadn't run the front of house for a while. I was just serving. So
So you just looking at people.
I was just like, wow, they just start coming, and we sold tickets, so we knew that it was good. It did well. We knew there was going to be at least 100. Then we had some extra people come up on the day, and we're like, right, we'll try and do this. And then you get into a perspective of like, in our black people as Nigerians, we don't want there to be complacency. So the next one we did, we made it smaller. It was only like 25 of two sittings of 20 people. So we learned a lesson.
Invite the boys for the next one, bro. We're down. We're definitely down.
Yeah, we made it smaller. It was too big. It's too many people. It was just too many people, and we just started growing from there. We started doing it once a month. Then we got some sponsorships from the Jamesons and all these kind of people started coming in, and then
Jameson can sponsor that.
I'm telling you, bro.
Jamesons. Then we got some other people started coming involved. Then we started adding the element of art. Like we want people to understand when you're coming in, we're trying to tell a story. So we broke down the menu, and Nigeria, West Africa, I used to say Nigeria and West Africa because the loudest in that region, and the food in Nigeria is eaten. Some of the food in the north is eaten in Niger. Some of the food in the south is eaten in Togo. So we broke down the country into like 4. Something from the north, something southwest, Yoruba side, something from the east, Igbo side, something from the...
I was going to ask you about that. So that's actually really sick. That's really sick.
Just so that we're trying to tell a story through the menu.
Wow.
So everything that we're trying to do is basically storytelling and trying to represent culture on the highest level.
It's like you're turning food into art, basically.
Yeah. The experience.
Yeah.
What's people's feedback?
Feedback has been really good. And that's what's keeping us... Like, the feedback has been like, what you guys have started is like, don't stop. The feedback has been good. It's been a perfect balance of like I said, we wanted a place where our people can come and feel proud of it. And then people who have never tried our food can come and be like, okay, I just tried something new, and they
loved it. Yeah.
And the feedback has just been exactly that. So the plan is just to keep elevating on each one of these. Each time we do it, the aim is to have a physical premises.
Yeah.
But a lot of people go into business or get a place without doing market research first. This is essentially market research and brand building.
You know Cluck Chicken?
Cluck Chicken.
Yeah, have you heard of them?
The van, they had the van out there.
Out there.
The first had one outside Spire, you know Spire? Just there?
Yeah.
Had a van there, and it was just coming every Thursday. And I remember the first time, I was there's a van here, okay, let me go and get the chicken. It was like $8.70. Now, chicken was good. So it's nice. They moved now into like a more permanent van. So the premises across the road. And so then they were like every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday opening. And I'm telling you,
cute.
Because we were still doing deliveries across.
Yeah.
And he's telling them, our boss is telling me that he talks to their boss. Every weekend they do 25 grand,
You see, they start from one day.
and now they have premises in sort of different spaces. So like it's
The idea
what
of
you're saying
starting
is so,
small and
it's so
growing.
brilliant, yeah.
People just go big,
Yeah.
and they don't understand the business model, or
Yeah.
they don't understand
That's
like
true.
the dynamics. They don't understand business cycles.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the industry, the
They
cycles.
don't have a name.
Cycles.
They don't have a name.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
They haven't built
They
exactly.
don't have brand identity.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. We're trying to build a brand identity where that is so strong that when we open,
People will be
reservations
like,
are.
oh, Ibile, let's go.
Let's go.
That's cool.
The name is
That's
sick,
good.
by the
That's
way.
good, yeah, yeah.
The name is actually really cool.
It's just that name just landed really.
Okay, cool. Question: How? And this is just my out of curiosity. Like I went to my machine the other, like a while back, and I felt like I'm so happy that it's in it, that sort of establishment. I do have a question. I thought the food was quite okay. I have a question. Prices. How do we come to that sort of thing? Because I did feel, as much as I support and I push and I love that we can win that way.
How do you justify
How
paying
do
for
you
food that you
justify
can make yourself?
Not for food you can make yourself. Like as in, so okay. For example, is it when there's a business that's starting up that okay, we'll just go and pay like 30 quid for just a plate of rice, or because I know what I will spend that money in a different restaurant.
Yeah.
So is it that okay? These restaurants are fire. They have more customers, so they could charge a bit cheaper, or is that the way the prices sort of are formed?
I think it all depends on the actual business model that you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So when I look at like Mama She, I would say it's something called fine casual or fat. There's different levels of
when it
food.
comes to food,
You've
yeah.
got like full service restaurants. You've got quick service restaurants. Quick service is like McDonald's. Full service is when you sit down and you have like a dining experience. And then in the full service, you also have like different classes of restaurants. So you've got like a mid-tier fine dining. You've got like a fine casual. You've got fast casual.
yeah.
So based on the type of establishment, that's kind of how the prices. That's kind of how you see what the prices is. But they also have to give you a dining experience. So if you're going into a place and you're actually getting service, like actual service, where you're made to feel like a king, or you're made to feel really good,
Special, yeah.
as well as the food is on point, as well as you're coming in for an occasion of some kind.
Yeah.
That's kind of why you're paying some of the prices you're paying in some establishment. It's not just the food, and if you're, but you can also you can also go to an establishment where you're just coming in there just for food, and it's also going. That will be like a much quicker service.
No, and I'm very much with you. I'll leave it there.
No, elaborate. I want to answer. I want to get more understanding
I
because this is going to help me.
No, yeah, I guess you're on the right path because you're providing experiences. I've been to a lot of African, not only in Ireland, bro, even in the UK, bro. I've been to a lot of Nigerian restaurants, and like there's one place we went to in London, and the food was phenomenal. It was absolutely like.
Is it one of the fine dining ones or?
No. It was a Nigerian restaurant.
Street?
It was one of those it was a decent enough restaurant. Where did we go?
Was it Enish,
After salmon, was it?
Lagos 305
this
or?
was, when we went to, where you guys had that rice and you guys didn't talk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The
Wait, is this
Where,
Suya?
oh, what
Is
is
this
the
Suya
famous
lobster?
one?
Is this Suya lobster?
Something
Suya and lobster. I know that.
I think
It was like
Suya and lobster is just
Peckham or-
beside. No, Suya and lobster is not
something.
in Peckham. It's beside just past Greenwich, past.
I don't know if that's where we went to. Shot.
I think it was
It
Suya
was
and
popular,
lobster.
bro. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
this.
the food was really good.
Absolutely, the service, like these. Obviously, these men are gone for like, they're gone for so long.
Yeah, we didn't get our food after like an hour or something.
Bro,
An hour and a half.
no explanation, no nothing. They're just kind of just like there, like there's this experience.
That's
there
something that we need to improve on.
right. So,
as a
so
culture.
that's what I'm saying, right? I could pay if I had to pay a bit more money for that. I can genuinely understand for the food aspect of it. The experience, no.
No.
And I feel like what I've seen in Nigerian restaurants, West African restaurants, primarily, is that there's no service, there's no experience, there's no like I get better experience in Nando's.
Yeah.
And you know what that is? It's systems.
Okay.
That's why I was telling you our first pop-up, we had the numbers, food was good, it was slow service. And the reason why it was slow service because we didn't have systems.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to have to go to bring people from other cultures, white people, Indian people or something, bring them into your team because they have the experience of how the system should work. And there's a lot of people that are not focusing on a lot of people are not focusing. It's a lack of awareness. They don't know the systems. Like you take a food order, it goes, so a guest comes in, you have to get their first course, their second course, their third course, and then they also have to get a drinks order. Yeah. You could go get the food order, then go and get the drinks order, give it to the drinks person, then go back, get a second course. There's all of those things is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But no, people are not thinking about all these small 5 minutes. By the time you get, it's been 25 minutes since the guest has been in there. Where's my food? You have to find a system of how you can get food orders as quickly as possible, as well as getting into the kitchen. But the kitchen also has to operate as a well-oiled machine for it to operate. It's like a line. And a lot of people, we're doing a lot of work to try and like understand how can we make that system as efficient as possible.
You can't be perfect, but you have as quickly as possible.
So it's almost as though every pop-up, although it's an experience for the people, it's an opportunity for you guys
to
to
learn. 100%.
So by the time you get into an establishment, it's like it just fits like a glove.
You're working on it already, building the brand and working on the systems.
I think also another word which is actually the core word of what you guys are, culture. I think the culture is very important in the room that you go into, because I feel like there's certain places, for example, I see this in my field, which is church, where, hey, listen, you at the door saying hi to somebody when they walk in can make a world of difference for the overall experience. Does that make sense? Like, so sometimes we neglect those things because we think it's just about the food. It's just about the thing. Hey, no. That is going to be done by the chef. He's going to do his job. But everybody else in this room has the job of making everybody that walks in this room feel like
incredible.
You know what I mean? And it's a science behind that. Yeah. Because once they leave, like, but even if food isn't as good,
the
service,
it has points.
It distorts the food. The food was actually very good. And you forgot it wasn't actually that good. It was actually the service,
people, the environment.
And I feel like this is something that we all have to get better at in terms of our sort of our Nigerianness. You know,
we're complacent in that aspect.
Very complacent in that area. I think, hey, listen, take it off from all these other places.
That's what I'm saying. We're hiring a new chef at the moment, and this is the first time we're probably looking outside of our culture to bring.
Is Nemo gone?
No. We're just bringing in more talent.
Okay,
we're just bringing in more talent. Yeah.
How?
It's not that we're purposely. We're just saying we're not only looking at only one thing. We're going to be looking at as many. We're speaking to some people already in our culture already, but we're not saying only someone specific. We're looking to whoever has the most, who has worked at fine establishments already that can bring in knowledge that we don't have.
Yeah.
But how would you get that same level quality of food?
Because we're still going to have the team that we have already. We're just going to bring in more talent. And I think more talent for to improve systems. Like I said, it's all about systems. How can we replicate it all the time, the same thing all the time?
Yeah, and the best way to get knowledge on systems is to get people that have experience
in the system. So if we say that, you're only going to look at this has to be Nigerian, as I would love for every single person to be Nigerian and to have that. Nemo's Congolese.
That's gonna be slow.
Nemo's Congolese, bro, and he's just operated at a high level before.
I went to a Congolese restaurant in London just last year.
Cold.
Absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was so, like, obviously service is as what you expect.
Yeah.
The food was tremendous. I tasted some chicken that I've never
had before,
heard before. The flavor, I never heard the flavor. Absolutely fantastic. If I find myself anywhere close to Tottenham, I'm going straight there.
You need to pass me on that, because that's
bro. Yeah, definitely, bro. There was a Taba. I have to say,
Taba is better than Suya, man.
It is better than Suya.
I'm so sorry. Taba is better than Suya.
I've never had it.
Hey, yo,
it might not be better than Asu now, but
Asu's goat meat, no?
Yeah, but
level.
but untaba is it beef or goat?
I think it's
meat?
goat.
I think it's
Taba's
goat.
goat. Taba's
okay.
goat.
Oh, so then you have to compare.
You have to compare
goat
it.
Asu to the.
Yeah, you have to compare goat to goat.
Goat, yeah.
Let me see if it's actually goat.
Yeah, because you can't compare it to
I think
beef and
Taba's
say
goat. I think Taba's goat.
yeah, you can't compare it to suya as beef.
Phenomenal.
I've had
What?
taba before. So,
What's it called? Ataba.
I will send you. I will send you.
but like I've had it with
It's goat meat. It's goat meat.
Barbecue goat meat.
Pili pili.
You have to have
Asu
it
is
with pili.
on.
It's nice.
Asu
though.
is second to
It might
none
be
as
on the
well.
same level with Asu.
The only problem is
Asu is unreal.
the only problem is when people are prepping Asu. Has your parents ever brought like goat meat to the house?
No.
Oh my god, the whole house smells of goat. And Asu is also prepped. It's like it's barbecue. It's so. I've had it where dad is in the garden, like literally making asun, and the whole street knows you're making asun. The whole street will know.
Oh, in Ireland, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that?
Asu just a goat.
Goat meat is, I think that's the best meat.
I won't gonna lie to you.
No, all I
I think it's the best
in
meat.
Nigeria, that jollof.
For me,
No,
my love,
Asu fried rice.
my love for beef.
I love beef as well.
My love for
Goat is better than beef.
Pause.
Beef is
Ah.
chaos though.
But chin beef,
And we didn't say
especially chin beef.
Shin beef is not even the best part of the meat though.
What?
Shin beef is not the best part of the meat.
No, the normal meat, beef is like chewy, but chin beef is like.
You haven't got it. You haven't
That's
got
why it's
beef
lobster,
jerky, yeah.
sirloin. Those are the best part. Those are the best part of the meat.
I don't even know this level.
No, I'm not talking about fine dining. I'm just talking about rice and stew. I'm not talking about like steak and them lot. I'm talking about rice, chin beef in rice and stew. Flip, man. Flip. Like you can't have normal beef in rice and stew.
You can.
You can.
I got beef from Cost this month. It's different from the
See,
one you get from
need to
Africa.
dice it. You need to cook it properly.
Yeah,
You can
Oh.
cook properly, bro. It's not the
I'm
same.
not doubting your cooking ability.
Chin beef is serious, man.
Are you spending the time to correctly marinate that?
Bro,
thing?
you don't know what I do in the kitchen. Ask my wife. That's my wife.
Yeah, I think people will be surprised the amount of black men that know how to throw it down in the kitchen.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, you can't. Oh no.
Wait. Why did Tommy laugh at you?
Bro, we've had him to describe how to make
That's my wife.
Oh no. That's so that I'm actually really happy. I can't wait to go as well.
Yeah, man. I
Just
think
experience
What's the next one, bro? What's the next one?
we're doing one tomorrow.
Damn.
Yeah, we're doing
What
one
time?
tomorrow.
But
4 and 7, but then we're doing then.
by the
one on
time you guys hear this,
It'll be
happened
Sunday,
a couple
Mother's
of days
Day.
ago.
Yeah, then we're doing one
Where?
in Fumbley Stables.
Where?
What's that?
That's like
in
D8.
D8 stuff, yeah.
D8, that
Close
kind
to
of
town.
town, very
Yeah.
close
4
to
and
town.
7, yeah.
4 and 7. 4 and 7.
4-7.
Like 4 to 7 or
No, 4
1
p.m.
at 4
is
and
like
1 at 7.
yeah, and then another one at 7. Yeah,
Another one at 7.
yeah, and then we'll have
So he said he has two. They have two.
two dining slots.
Yeah, two dining slots.
How much?
The one we're doing tomorrow is 42 for a 4-course
That's not
tasting
bad.
menu.
Wow.
But we're doing a
Wait,
discount.
you say 4 course
Tasting
taste menu.
So it's
So
like
I just get one beef.
no, you get more than one beef. But what we do is we also throw in like different sides. Just for the just extra stuff for the table. So
I'm literally
42 euros, that's a good price as well.
Yeah.
It's
We're
already
doing-
sold out.
we're
sold
doing.
out, is it?
It's not sold out. This one, the one tomorrow is not sold out. We're doing a Mother's Day little gift discount.
Okay.
It's usually priced around 50, usually, and you get a complimentary welcome drink on arrival as well. So a Zobo or Chapman, if you want. We sponsored by Jameson. Sometimes it could be a Jameson ginger ale for the people who drink. So you get a complimentary drink with your 4-course tasting menu, and you also get just sides coming throughout the day, throughout the night.
Yeah. And I've seen some of your menus as well. The takes on food is actually phenomenal.
Yeah, like one of the ones that people are really fall in love with is the egusi pepper soup, and a lot of people like egusi and pepper soup.
Egusi pepper soup.
Egusi pepper soup.
That sounds
It's actually
cool.
eaten in Delta states by the Yoruba
like
tribe.
pepper soup with egusi in it.
But it doesn't look like what you expected. Egusi that you're Yoruba.
Yeah.
Egusi is melon seeds blended
Yeah.
up. It's got spinach in it and palm oil. It's
Yeah.
yellow, orange, green.
Yeah.
Egusi pepper soup is not going to have the palm oil. It's not going to have the spinach. It's just going to be the egusi. So you've got the egusi in the
melon
pepper
seeds.
soup.
Yeah.
So the soup is like yellow. Then we'd put like either like a sea bass or a pollock fish or whatever protein we want with it, complement with it.
Jeez,
And then we have a batch of salad. It's like African salad eaten in Igbo states, Igbo side of Nigeria.
Hey, yo, man. I'm just going to call
And
my
then-
wife after this and see
Then you've got the chin chin cheesecake. Chin
Wait,
cheesecake.
Chin cheese.
So the
steak
base of the
sounds phenomenal. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie. It sounds class.
the base of the chin is crushed chin is basically the base of the cheesecake is made from chin. Yeah.
Why try and release this episode today, bro? I said we can come tomorrow, but that's crazy. No, that's amazing.
Sounds so sick.
When's the one after? When's the next?
Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
Yeah. And luckily
That's the 19th.
the 19th, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I most likely will be in that one.
We'll see you there then.
What's that? It's the evening. I'm coming back from
Yeah,
London that day.
4 and then 7. Yeah.
No, the 20th.
20th, yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there for
Yeah,
100%.
You know what? We could probably all go to that one.
We're all gonna go to go. Yeah, 100%.
we'll go to that one.
100%.
I have to give you guys the VIP treatment then.
Hey, listen.
Can we book that one now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool,
Okay.
cool.
definitely gonna be there. Definitely
to
gonna be
that
there.
We'll book you, give you guys the VIP treatment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we said we're trying to build the brand, and luckily enough, we've started to get like private dining bookings and also corporate bookings as well. So even though we're only doing once a month, we're essentially last month we did 3 or 4. We operated basically every weekend because we're doing private and corporate bookings as well. So
the bread is coming in as well.
That's exactly That's
That's
it.
important. That's
So
important.
that's the balance is to keep doing this, get the exposure, get our reps, get the reps, get the reps.
Figure out the
Systems.
systems. Yeah.
Before next year, by the grace of God, the premises.
That's sick.
Oh, fantastic, bro! Really happy for you guys, and I really love this one. I love people who care about the right stuff.
Yes.
That's when you hear someone that they care about the right stuff. It's like, okay, cool. I'm behind that. I'm for that.
Thank you so much, man.
Nah, my mind is still on that chin.
Chin. Bro,
Please have one thing.
Yeah, people love the people are
So
really loving that
serious.
chin cheesecake. Yeah,
Sounds serious.
Yeah.
we
All
also introduced one plantain ice cream with red velvet cake.
I
Are you
saw.
crazy?
Yeah, plantain ice cream with red velvet cake.
I never thought of that.
Ice
I never
cream
thought of
with
that.
red
That's
velvet
crazy.
cake.
Nemo created that one. Well, he takes the credit for creating that one. He could have done
That's
some.
crazy. That's some crazy dishes, man.
Wow. Okay.
My mouth is watering.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, bro. I'm excited for it. But yeah, no, man, that's amazing stuff that you're doing, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Keep it up, bro.
It's
That's all
culture,
I'm
man.
saying.
It's
Yeah.
culture. What you guys are also doing at
Yeah,
OC as well, man. It's just taking Christianity to another level, representing it, changing the narrative around Christianity as well.
Yeah,
so,
man. Thank you so much, bro.
and also this whole group here
Yeah.
as well. Like I said, I was naming episodes from.
Yeah, but you
guys-
you know the episodes,
So
bro.
I'm
You know the
just going
episodes.
through the menu. Even the drinks menu is cold.
Yeah, we tried to do that as well. Our drinks menu, we
Yeah,
make it.
whiskey suya sour. That's sick.
Yeah, the syrup that's in the syrup that we use to make that drink is made from suya.
Yeah.
Suya spices.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's also one we have we use a lot of in West Africa. Hibiscus is really we use that a lot in our menu as well. So the drinks would all have like a African twang to it.
Yeah.
And then with all of the wines, like palm wine is on the menu, and like in Africa there's not that much of a wine. We don't have that many wine countries that make wine apart from South Africa, so we have a lot of South African wine as well. So everything is kind of like connected.
Yeah.
Nah, this is sick. This is sick.
Calm down, guys.
Yeah, we will do. Where's your head at, bro?
Me? I'm actually really excited to go here.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking about. Because especially after reading the menu, I'm like, that's sick. And I really like the care taken to acquiring the correct knowledge.
Yeah,
Did you get me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if anything, there's a system to how you acquiring the knowledge to eventually get to a place where you have an establishment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about those two things.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Classic,
Cheers.
bro. What about you, bro?
Mine is. Have you noticed? Maybe I should say this with you on the pod.
Go,
That's it.
My cause bit of
go for it, man.
heritage portions are getting smaller,
Yeah, man.
and the price went up.
Yeah,
What's that about?
yeah.
Taking the
Heritage
piss,
portions
man.
are tiny.
Taking the piss, man.
Food,
What's that
guys,
about?
food costs are going up, man.
No, I understand that,
I
but
understand it,
don't
man.
make the portion smaller. Like I used to get designers to, and I could go maybe
2 days.
even three, maybe stretching to 4 times. I'm eating that with rice, and now twice.
What would you prefer they did to keep up with inflation?
Keep the portions the same. You're a
Man, just keep the
businessman.
people okay, man. Keep the people alive and well, bro. We're dying, man. Everything.
You know what? You know what you were saying. Actually, I was listening to I'm gonna say something I heard someone say again. Damn. I was listening to a podcast and the guy said he runs restaurants and they do 3 million a year. They have like 20 locations in America. 3 million a month out of 20 locations.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, because when it's 3 million a year, 20
No,
locations.
3 million a month out of 20 locations. And he was saying how most restaurants, because it's big inflation, things it's a lot harder to, your profit margin's gone less. So what they're doing is they're passing on to the customers. But when you're really, the best business people will reevaluate their production line and their vendors and find out where they can make savings in their cost of goods, reduce that before passing it on to customers. So even though I'm like, damn, the margins are starting to get tight, first thing that came to my head was like, oh, will I start charging more? I can't charge more yet. So maybe Heritage needs to go back and I can't tell anyone how to run their business.
Hey, listen.
But now I'm still gonna go Heritage. Just saying the portions are small.
I'm still gonna get my ass.
I love Heritage food as well. Actually,
Heritage food.
Heritage food is really good.
It's like fast food, but then you can dine in as well.
Yeah.
But it's not fine.
It's fine.
It's
definitely dining.
They've changed the inside a little bit. It's quite small.
It's like better dining.
Yeah.
Better dining. What about you? Where's your head at, bro?
Where's the head at? Head at is tomorrow. Tomorrow's luckily enough, we also have, like I said, we've got Ibile on Sunday. Then we also have like some private and corporate bookings coming up in the next like couple of weeks. Yeah. So just planning and trying to stay ahead of the game. Yeah. Because everything you do is prepping and planning. Yeah.
Fantastic, man.
Where's your head at, man?
Definitely, my head is at, after this conversation, my head is at Ibile, bro. Definitely, like, I'm definitely.
Guys, you're gassing.
No, I'm not even gassing, bro. I'm genuinely, I'm like, okay, I'm excited to experience what it has to offer. So
He didn't even finish it. It's citrus white chocolate
cheesecake. Yeah.
Ooh, citrus
white chocolate.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Who came up with that?
I think that was actually
Nemo again?
No, it wasn't Nemo. It was actually Elizabeth, one of the chefs, pastry chefs that we had. She's no longer in the team at the moment, but she was one of the OG guys. That we had.
Get fired.
So
No.
So you guys just come up with like.
You're trying because
dishes.
you know in Nigeria, West Africa, we don't really have that much desserts. So that's the one part of the menu we get to like play around with.
That's true.
For the other part of the menu, we try and keep authentic elements, but on the plate it may look different.
I see.
But we try and keep the elements authentic. Like.
Love it, man. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you
for another episode. Thank you so much, Tolu, man.
Thank you.
God bless.